Good morning, Bacon Academy. Coming up on today's show, a school shooting in California, Oscar nominations are out, and NASA puts to rest claims that the Earth will be destroyed in 2036. Sort of. All that and more now on the Bacon Academy Student News.
Today is January 11th, 2013. I'm Matt McAllister.
And I'm Bernie Dennler. A 16-year-old boy armed with a shotgun opened fire in a California high school classroom on Thursday, critically wounding a fellow student before two staff members talked him into surrendering the weapon, authorities said. The accused gunman was arrested at Taft Union High School in Inland Kern County following the shooting. Investigators later commented, saying that the boy felt he was being bullied by one or two of the students in the class, including the boy who was shot and seriously wounded. The student, who was critically wounded by gunfire from the 12-gauge shotgun, was airlifted to a nearby hospital, police said, and remains in critical but stable condition. The identities of the victims and the gunman have not yet been released.
The National Rifle Association is speaking out against federal actions, arguing that the White House is more focused on attacking the Second Amendment than keeping our nation's children safe. NRA President David Keene has been in close contact with Vice President Joe Biden regarding the two recent school shootings, one in Newtown and the other in a rural California suburb. As public policy expert Don Kettle of the Brookings Institute pointed out, the game is changing so quickly underneath them that they're going to have to adjust. So far, gun sales in Connecticut have gone up, and the NRA has gained approximately 100,000 new members.
In Utah, a missing 13-year-old girl has been found unharmed after she went missing late Tuesday evening. Brooklyn Gittins called her grandmother Thursday night from a Walmart store in South Jordan, Utah. The police found her there unharmed, but she did not have shoes or a coat on. Many people were concerned for the girl in Chile Salt Lake City area, and 1,000 volunteers joined police in the search for her.
A Colorado judge has ruled that James Holmes will stand trial for more than 160 felony charges, most of which for murder or attempted murder. Holmes, who is the only suspect in the movie theater shooting in Aurora, Colorado, which left 12 people dead and 58 injured, and his lawyers attempted to delay the hearing, but the judge ruled that the evidence was beyond sufficient to bring the case to trial. The district attorney overseeing the Holmes case has yet to announce whether or not he will face the death penalty.
Oscar nominations were released Thursday, with Lincoln leading the way with 12 nominations. Life of Pi is a close second with 11 nominations. The nominees for Best Picture include Beasts of the Southern Wild, Silver Linings Playbook, Zero Dark 30, Lincoln, Les Miserables, Life of Pi, Amour, Django Unchained, and Argo. The Oscars air on February 24th.
Syrian rebel fighters say that they have captured a military base used by the government to bomb opposition strongholds. They have reportedly seized control of buildings, ammunition, military equipment at the base in Idlib province, indicating a major setback to Bashar al-Assad's forces. The government used the strategic base to send explosives to areas in the north. This conflict in Syria has been going on since March 2011, when a peaceful protest and government crackdown spiraled into an armed opposition movement and a civil war.
In Cairo, Italian archaeologists have unearthed 3,000-year-old tombs in the ancient city of Luxor. Mohammed Ibrahim said that the tombs were found under the mortuary temple of King Amenhotep II, the seventh pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. Wooden sarcophaguses and human bones were found, along with jars full of livers, lungs, stomach, and intestines of the deceased.
Russia announced that it will allow bilateral adoption agreements with the United States to remain valid for the next year, despite the recent passage of a Russian law that bans the practice. Last month, Russian President Vladimir Putin signed the law prohibiting Americans from adopting Russian children. Many people believe that this is retaliation against the U.S. Magnitsky Act, which imposed a visa ban and financial sanctions on Russian officials accused of human rights violations.
French President François Hollande has stated that France is prepared to stop Islamist militants controlling the northern half of the African country of Mali if the offensive continues. Militants captured the northern portion of the country last April, but have recently made further advances, prompting a UN Security Council meeting on the matter. The UN has already authorized 3,000 African troops to be deployed to Mali, but they will not arrive until September. And as the situation escalates, the Security Council now sees the need for rapid deployment.
11 killer whales that were quote-unquote locked in by ice in the Hudson Bay, with only a small area of open water for them to surface, have been broken free, according to Pita Inukpuk, the mayor of nearby Inujuak, a remote Inuit village home to 1,800 in Quebec. The orcas were believed to have been released from their icy prison due to shifting water and air currents that split the ice sheets and allowed them to escape. It was Mother Nature that helped them, said Inukpuk. Environmentalists claim that this incident is yet another example of the deleterious effects of global warming.
Astronomers have discovered the largest known spiral galaxy in the universe. The galaxy NGC 6872 is located nearly 500,000 light-years from Earth and is roughly 5 times the size of the Milky Way. It appears that a recent collision with another galaxy has caused one of the spiral's outer arms to produce new stars, which may eventually produce their own galaxy. NGC 6872 was technically known for decades, but its size had never been properly observed until now.
NASA has also spotted a planet now said to be the most Earth-like planet ever discovered. At just 1.5 times the size of Earth, the new planet is significant because its distance from its star puts it in the so-called habitable zone, where planet temperatures should allow for the presence of liquid water. The planet's Earth-like nature makes it a prime candidate in the search for extraterrestrial life.
Finally, good news for Earthlings. NASA has officially ruled out the possibility that the asteroid Apophis will collide with the Earth in 2036. The asteroid, which was discovered in 2004, will make the closest pass of any known asteroid to Earth in 2029 and again in 2036. But revised calculations of its trajectory show that the Earth is not at risk of a collision. That said, scientists admit that it is impossible to track all near-Earth objects, and undiscovered threats to humanity's survival remain.
That's all for today. Join us again Monday at lunch for more school, local, U.S., and world news.
And remember, you can catch us online too at youtube.com/BA Student News.